unacceptable is for the public parliament and the markets to be misled with
That's not what happened.
officials briefing about a 20 billion black hole. Things people the Chancellor blamed for black holes. Brexit, Donald Trump, Liz Truss. There was no black hole. You had 4.2 billion in the coffers and you didn't tell the public. Why didn't you tell the public?
I'm sorry, but
why didn't you tell the public about that surplus?
We were absolutely upfront with the public about the fact that there had been a productivity. We're absolutely upfront with the public about the challenges that we face in early November.
Why didn't the Chancellor tell the public on November the 4th, 4 days after she'd been told by the OBR she had 4.2 billion in the coffers? Why didn't she tell anyone?
That was still an OBR forecast before any measures had been considered. So any measures had not been considered by that stage.
Why didn't she tell the public that she was in surplus, not in deficit at that point?
What she told the public...
And the PM knew this as well.
What we told the public was that we were facing challenges because of the OBR downgrading productivity, and what that forecast told us was that was the case to the tune of £16 billion. So the productivity downgrade, which is the result of the mishandling of Brexit, of the austerity of the previous government, that had an impact on public finances to the tune of £16 billion. And we had to, and it was critical to us
So you're selective with the information. You are selective with the information that you are giving to the public, parliament and the markets because you decide to keep secret the fact that the OBR had told the Chancellor she had 4.2 billion.
No, we said that the public finances...
When did you tell us you had 4.2 billion?
Look, the Chancellor, the government ministers...
You didn't tell us.
Government ministers do not give a running commentary of every round of forecasting.
Oh, they give a running commentary to justify tax rises.
They do not give a running commentary of the numbers.
So they tell the public the information they want to release, but don't tell the public that they've actually got 4.2 billion pounds in the coffers.
So look, the budget process is an iterative process between the OBR and Treasury in terms of exchanging forecasts and figures and then measures from the Treasury. What the Chancellor chose to do in early November was to be upfront with people about the fact that we were facing a big hit because of productivity being reviewed, and that was the case to the tune of £16 billion, that we needed to increase headroom, that the headroom was really important.
But the OBR said in the end there was only a 2.6 billion, a 2.5 billion shortfall. You still haven't answered the question. Why did she keep the 4.2 billion she had in surplus secret?
That was part of the iterative process between the OBR and the Treasury, but she made very clear in early November the challenges that we face.
Not revealing information is in itself misleading. Do you understand that?
She did.
Okay.
She did in early November say that we face these challenges, and she was clear about the challenges we face and the principles which she'd approach the budget with.
What unfolded between Camilla Tominey and Labour MP James Murray wasn't a conversation. It was a political ambush. Calm on the surface, but absolutely lethal underneath. This wasn't about policy details or economic theory. This was about a £4.2 billion secret the Labour government never expected anyone to question. And the moment Camilla dropped that number, as
the £4.2 billion figure lands, the tone shifts. Calm explanations give way to visible discomfort, turning a routine interview into a confrontation that exposes panic beneath political polish.
And the public would never notice the gaps. But Camilla Tominey didn't play that game. She walked straight past every talking point and went directly to the scandal at the heart of Labour's credibility problem. Why didn't the public know about the £4.2 billion surplus? Why was it hidden? Why was it kept out of the conversation while Labour pushed a narrative of crisis? She didn't raise her voice. She didn't cut him off. She didn't editorialize. She asked the one question Labour cannot answer without exposing themselves. And what happened next was the exact reason your audience will be hooked. James Murray panicked. You could see it. The blinking, the scrambling, the desperate shifting into technical jargon. Suddenly, it was all about iterative processes, running commentaries, forecast timing, and every excuse known to political spin doctors. But none of it mattered, because Camilla wouldn't let him escape. Every line he threw out, she shredded in seconds. He tried to blame the OBR. She reminded him Labour made political capital off those same forecasts. He tried to hide behind Brexit, Trump, Liz Truss. She dragged him right back to November 4th. He tried to talk about productivity downgrades. She hit him with a real problem. Why didn't you tell the public you had £4.2 billion? He couldn't answer. He wouldn't answer. And that silence was the loudest moment of the entire exchange. Because this wasn't about numbers anymore. It was about trust. It was about the public being intentionally kept in the dark. It was about a government deciding which truths to release and which ones to bury. Labour told the country they needed tax rises. Labour said there was no choice. Labour claimed the situation was dire. And yet, somehow, they kept quiet about the fact they were in surplus, not deficit. That's not an oversight. That's not a slip. That's a deliberate political calculation. And Camilla caught them red-handed. This clash didn't just expose James Murray. It exposed the mindset inside Labour. Control the narrative. Release the information that helps you. Hide the information that doesn't. And when Camilla forced that reality into the open, the entire facade cracked. The panic you see on Murray's face. That's the panic of a party realizing the truth isn't on their side anymore. Camilla didn't just expose the £4.2 billion secret. She exposed the culture of secrecy underpinning Labour's entire message.